Hey you! You've caught me playing Final Fantasy XIII-2. It's a beautiful story about a lonely girl and a lonely boy who have to change the future in order to rewrite the past. You heard. Change the future, something we all do every day in billions of chaotic overlapping butterfly effects, in order to change the past, which is only possible by editing the Wikipedia pages of 19th century scientists to say they're your mum. Look, I watch Torchwood. I actually sit there in front of a telly watching Torchwood. Sci-fi fantasy that's so insulting that you feel like Russell T Davies is sitting in your lap, jamming a finger into your ribs and personally calling you a But even he never tried to reverse the fundamentals of cause and effect and argue that you could make a bisexual man kiss you yesterday by marrying him tomorrow. But that's okay. I'll buy into it for two reasons. One, they don't actually change the future to change the past. That's just a phrase they keep saying for no reason. And two, because the characters aren't dicks. Sarah does that stupid wrists-out girl run that girls don't do, but she doesn't suffer from any of the crippling personality traits of the Final Fantasy XIII girls. And Noel, he's a straight-up guy. He's come from the end of time, he's watched everyone he knows die, and he's not a bore about it. I would be. I'd milk that shit.
Sorry, do you mind if I sit down?
No, go ahead. I'll be glad of the company.
Thanks.
I'm just looking at pictures of all my friends. Of course, they're all dead, so I'm really deep.
Oh.
Square haven't had to think of three radically different tool archetypes, so they've settled on one relatively average and likeable guy instead. Even the cast of 13 that come back have had some of their more pungent crapness fixed. It's like someone at Square noticed that having a fiddle with yourself over some concept art isn't the same as writing a story. Better still, the narrative tension isn't based on people not saying what they mean for 20 hours, before saying what they mean and accidentally transforming into a pan-dimensional world-devouring beast or something. There's none of this.
Oh, why are you always such a big, fat, grumpy puss? Oh, look, a chicken! Come on, let's ride it, or kill it! Even though you've given me absolutely no reason to do so, I think I've fallen in love with you.
The problem with Final Fantasy XIII-2 isn't the story or the characters, it's the fact that Square have listened to us. They've listened to the complaints we made about Final Fantasy XIII, and they've changed the game to please us. We complained that the first 10 hours was a corridor. Well, they've sorted that out. They got rid of the corridor, and they got rid of the world too. 13 was a 20-mile-long sewage pipe that led into the sea. XIII-2 is a finger of Twix with little bits of chewing gum stuck onto it. Happy now? Is this what you wanted? They added QuickTime events and a jump button. The reason they did this is because it's their game and they can do what they like, so you. I complained about the item upgrade system in 13. In terms of user-friendliness, it was like walking into a pub with blacked-out windows and getting stabbed in the brain by the Mandelbrot set. They've got rid of that too, and replaced it with, well, nothing. You didn't have to make it so simple, Square. I love a complicated system. I've got pages of shit I drew out for Final Fantasy VIII just to make sure I was wearing everything efficiently. I was a tragic prick about it.
Yeah, so then I realised that Junction Cerberus and Pandemona to Quistis, so Squall had been running around with his speed stat totally naked. And then I was like, Doom Train, you're cool, but you know Knights of the Round. And anyway, Gilgamesh was totally refusing to do Zansetsugen on Amiga Weapon, and I was like, FFS Gilgamesh, what even is Excalibur? Is that supposed to be a joke because it's not funny?
John, your dad's been taken into hospital. It's really difficult for me at the moment.
Alright, Mum, I didn't ask for your life story.
If you ask the devil to make your life easy, he'll lobotomise you, which also explains the return of my favourite battle technique. Stop listening to us, Square. We don't know what we actually want. We're the kind of people who get passionate about Japanese role-playing games, and for that reason alone we need to be completely ignored. In summary, Final Fantasy XIII-2 is good. It's just another step further away from the golden chocobo rearing, god summoning, airship getting Final Fantasy that everyone gets so wet in their nostalgia pouch about. There'll probably be another fan backlash, but like I just said, we need to be completely ignored. One last thing, Square Enix. Would you stop adding words to your tunes? This is the first Final Fantasy I've had to mute while I was playing because of the bloody singing. The only words that belong in a Final Fantasy game are... and... don't sing to me about love and shit while I'm kicking sentient plants in the botanicals. That said, you can have this song if you like. It'll solve a lot of problems in your bloody universe. Kissy kissy woo woo, whiddle iddle wee, thinking of the time you turned into some feathers. Ooh, you're bloody lovely. I'll kill everybody. I'll destroy the world for you. I'll undo the universe, I'll do that for you. And I won't think any less of you for not stopping me. Even though it's pretty self-defeating in terms of our relationship. I mean, you don't really want me to kill everyone, do you? I was only showing off. But, I mean, I can do it, but we wouldn't be able to have mates over, and Uno's no fun with two players. The reverse cards just turn into skip cards, and that doesn't make any sense, really.